Hey guys, this is the 910 Sports Talk Show. We have a name change and we got a new setup. Hope you like it. Nathan, who do you like, South Carolina or Florida this week?
We're jumping right into it. I think.
Yeah.
Well, I like Florida. I like Tavon Harris. He's playing pretty well. Their defense is starting to come together here later in the season, holding Georgia's rushing attack down. And I'm gonna go with Florida in this one because it's in the swamp. It's not the same place it was in the '90s, as what they say. You know, we weren't around back then.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with Florida in this one.
I definitely think Florida will win this football game. You know, Tavon Harris, young quarterback. I think they'll run all over South Carolina's defense. South Carolina hasn't been able to stop anybody this year hardly. I like Florida in this one. Kentucky and Tennessee.
Tennessee in this one. The line, as in
Where's
the
this
last
game
game, this game is in Knoxville. As the line as it was last week, or excuse me, in Florida, the South Carolina game. See, the line's even.
The line's even.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Tennessee in this one because it's at Tennessee. Kentucky's coming off of a blowout loss, 2 losses in a row to Mississippi State and and at Mississippi, Mississippi State at home, and then Georgia at home, and Tennessee's coming off a road win at South Carolina. So I'm gonna go with Tennessee in this one.
I have to agree. Josh Dobbs is playing pretty good for y'all right now, and y'all's defense.
Well, for
they're
them,
doing pretty good.
for them.
Yeah.
Josh Dobbs playing pretty good for them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for them. Yeah, my mind. I don't know why I'm saying y'all. I don't know why. But anyways, Butch Jones has got to get better with the play calling. But we'll see.
Well, it's not. He's got coordinators too,
Yeah, but
and you gotta work with your talent.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Now we're gonna jump into our top 25 action. Clemson at Georgia Tech. Who do you like in that one, Chandler?
I like Clemson. They have the number 2 defense in the country. They give up the big play every now and again. The key factor in this game is Robert Smith has got suspended for a targeting foul against Wake Forest, which was not a targeting call. He hit him kind of in the chest. So that hurt Clemson, but Deshaun Watson will start.
Now, can he come back for a half that game?
Yeah, half, that's right. Deshaun Watson will start this football game, and I just believe, Clemson will be too good for Georgia Tech.
Well, since I'm the Lakers and you're the Celtics, 2009, that the whole thing that happened then, I'm gonna have to disagree with you and probably win this one. I think, well, I might lose it. I'm gonna pick Georgia Tech. It's in Atlanta. Georgia Tech offense, I think, has got a pretty good flow to it. Now, defensively, they need some work. Clemson can't score that well anyway. I mean, and their defense.
You do realize that Deshaun Watson is coming back, right? Come on, that's nonsense. You know, they score points with Deshaun Watson.
And he's played a lot of games and he's proven a lot. But what I'm saying is, I like they gave up. They almost let Wake Forest get them. They can't.
They're undisciplined on defense, though. That's what it was.
I'm gonna go with Georgia Tech. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if it wins.
I respect that.
All right, Virginia Tech at Duke, and I'm not gonna pick this Duke again.
Yeah, I like Duke. I mean, every time we pick against them, they seem to prove us wrong. So I'm not picking against them.
Well, one time.
Yeah.
So Duke, it's in Duke too. It's at Durham. So
Ohio State, Minnesota. JT is playing exceptionally well. I was right last week about them beating Michigan State. Their offense is flowing very good. I think Ohio State is trying to get in the playoffs. I don't think they will, but I like them in this football game.
I like Ohio State too. There's a chance that they get in the playoffs, but I don't think they will because they're one loss Big Ten team.
And they lost to Virginia Tech.
And they lost to Virginia. Well, that was the opening week.
Yeah, but
it still hurts.
A bad team.
So I'm gonna go with Ohio State. Well, at the beginning of the season, Virginia Tech had momentum because they were top 25 ranked. But I'm gonna go with Ohio State in this one.
We both think TCU over Kansas, right?
Yeah, I will go TCU. It's in Kansas, but TCU.
Yeah, Nebraska and Wisconsin.
It's Nebraska. I'm gonna go with Nebraska. Even though it's in Wisconsin, Nebraska, they kind of get used to the cold weather. The line's even. Nebraska's 8-1. Wisconsin's 7-2 with loss to LSU. But I'm gonna go with Nebraska in this one.
Both teams run the ball exceptionally good.
Yes.
But I have to agree. I think Nebraska is the better team this year.
Yeah. So we're gonna go with Nebraska on this one. So on to our next game, Northwestern at Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's
Notre Dame. Eric Olson's going to have a bounce back game after the Arizona State loss. Notre Dame.
So Notre Dame this one.
Washington, Arizona.
Washington at Arizona. I'm gonna go with Arizona in this one. I like what they do. It's in Arizona. Washington's not as good as they have been in years past, but they're all right. But they don't play the toughest schedule. I'm gonna go with Arizona in this one.
I definitely agree. Arizona will win this game. Utah and Stanford, we both think Utah. I mean, they had that dramatic play last week where he drops the ball at the 1 yard line.
Well, I mean,
up 14-0.
It can't be so dramatic if it's only in the first quarter, though.
But they would have been up 14-0. Instead, Oregon ran the ball
it was
all
a
the way
momentum
back,
change,
and it was 7-7. Sports is all about momentum.
And so
but
I
like
put that in the momentum.
I like Utah in this game. Missouri and Texas.
I like Utah too. Missouri and Texas A&M.
Kyle Allen proved us wrong last week.
He did, and it's in College Station. So who do you like in this one, Chandler?
I like Texas A&M. I mean, looking at it, they're figuring out Kevin Sumlin, great offensive coach. I like Texas A&M.
Yeah, I think Missouri might be one of the more underrated teams in the country. They lost to Indiana.
Are you picking them?
I'm making a point here.
Okay, good.
They're underrated, and I don't really know how good they are because people do not.
Yeah.
They don't get a great ranking, but I'm gonna go with Texas A&M on this one.
Oh, we changed that the last second, don't they?
LSU at Arkansas. I'm going to LSU.
LSU. They had a heartbreaking loss last week, but defensively they played exceptionally well. And Jennings made some key runs on third down to keep Alabama on their toes.
He should have made the run on third down in overtime, or excuse me, was it fourth down on overtime? But that was that's part of something else. Michigan State at Maryland. Who do you like in that one, Chandler?
I like Michigan State. I think we both do.
Yeah, I think we both do.
We'll come back now. Come back.
Yeah, so we're gonna go with Arizona State at Oregon State. I like Arizona State. Or Oregon State. They're 4-5, playing in the Pac-12, which Pac-12 people were talking about being very tough. Was at the start of last year, and it didn't really fulfill to that level. SEC West is most definitely the toughest in the country, and I'm gonna like Arizona State in this one because they whooped Notre Dame.
I said Arizona State's in my Final Four, so I like them as well. Auburn and Georgia. It's in Georgia.
It's in Georgia. I'm going with Georgia. I've said this. I thought Auburn was overrated time after time, and because they don't have a strong defense. Their offense is good, but it ain't as good as it was last year. They don't have the same tools they had last year. They've lost some players. What was his name again? I cannot even remember. My mind's going blank. But I like Georgia in this one.
I like Auburn. I mean, I still got some belief in them last week.
Our disagreement of the day.
They had a tough play. The center, snapped the ball at the wrong time, and they would eventually still be in the playoff race right now. I think that they're going to be too unstoppable for Georgia, and their defense can get better. But I like Auburn in this one. Now on to Florida State and Miami.
Yeah, at Miami. I'm going to get half. This is a tough one for me. I'm going to say Florida State's only favored by 2.5 games on the spread right now. Now, I don't know. I think they're going to find a way. They'll find a way. They're going to continue to slip through their schedule, and I think they're going to find a way to beat Miami. Because I guess they'll turn it on sometime in the fourth quarter. I mean, I seriously do not think they're a Final Four team, but they're probably end up making it due to certain things.
Well, this game right here,
strength of schedule.
This game right here, I've been looking at it all week, or mainly last night looking at it. And I've been looking at it. There's a kid from Miami. He's a junior, Duke Johnson, running the ball exceptionally well, averaging about 100 yards at the last 4 or 5 games.
And he's been doing this.
100 yards in the last. Miami's playing exceptionally good. They only average about 20 passes a game. Now I think they'll have to amp that up, but I'm going with the upset here. I think Miami's going to win this game. I said Florida State will be in the Final Four, but I feel like this would be a big win for Al Gordon and Miami here.
I like that. I almost picked Miami myself.
Alabama, the game day game.
Mississippi State at Alabama.
Who you like?
Alabama. You just go ahead and jump on the Alabama bandwagon because they're not ever going to. They're always going to be strong, and they're always going to have some good recruits. I'm going with Alabama just for some reason. Mississippi State's people say they're playing their best ball right now. I think they're at the struggling point of their season. I don't only think they'll lose this game, but I think they'll lose to Mississippi, Ole Miss too. So I like Alabama in this game.
This has been the toughest one for me to pick because there's so many things we have to weigh here. You look at it, Alabama struggles sometimes on defense when Jennings for LSU would scramble and run. Prescott is better than him. Mississippi State has ran through their gauntlet. They played a tough schedule, probably the tougher, one of the tougher schedules.
But you're forgetting
their defense is not that great on pass defense. But Alabama impressed me last week.
Well, anybody that can go into Death Valley, LSU, the real Death Valley.
But you're acting like they have a 0% chance of winning there.
Most teams do.
And LSU.
Alabama has been the only team since in recent years that have been able to go into LSU under Les Miles and win that game. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna jump on the Bama train. I like Blake Sims. I like Amari Cooper. He's probably one of the best receivers in the country.
I'm gonna go with Mississippi State in this one. I like what Dan Mullen's doing offensively. I think he'll find ways to get the offense rolling. This is a toss-up game for me. Last week it was a toss-up game with the Ohio State and Michigan State game, and I won that one. And obviously. This week will be interesting to see.
What does that say right there? Where does it say it's going to be played?
It's in Alabama, but don't you think that Mississippi State is going to get up for this game, Nathan? Come on.
Well, no.
This is 1 versus 5. The winner is in the big playoffs. This is a big game.
Well, I'm going with it's Bama. It's Alabama.
Just because their name doesn't mean anything.
It's a lot to do with them. You just saw how they pulled off this upset in one of the toughest places.
Upset?
Excuse me.
Upset. Yeah, really?
Yeah, I believe it was an upset. Nobody goes in there but Alabama.
5 versus 16. It's an upset or whatever they were ranked.
You know what? I'm sticking with my opinion on this one. I think Alabama's going to win. Alabama. That's what I'm sticking with. I might be wrong. I'm entitled to.
We'll see. We got a bunch of disagreements this week. And I know people will disagree with me, especially Joe Aubrey, who's out there watching this. He's been a critic of our show for a while.
When's Clay coming back? Clay Thompson. When's he coming back, huh?
It'll be interesting to see with the NBA.
I hope so. We're glad to, Chandler, I'm going to let you wrap this up for us.
This has been the 910 Sports Talk Show. I'm Chandler and Nathan. Thank you. Hope you enjoy. Everybody have a safe weekend out there.